Prime Field.
Hey, Prime Field Nation! Welcome back to your daily dose of sports intel. I'm your host, bringing you the stories behind the headlines that matter in the world of sports. Today, we're diving deep into what might be one of the most strategic career decisions we've seen this year in women's basketball. Azzi Fudd'S, UConn sharpshooter and one of the most promising talents in the college game, has made the surprising choice to remain with the Huskies for another season instead of declaring for the WNBA Draft. Many analysts expected her to make the leap to the pros, but Fudd is clearly playing a different game here. Is she making a brilliant chess move while others play checkers? Or is she potentially leaving money and opportunity on the table? That's what we're breaking down today on Prime Field. Let's start with perhaps the most straightforward reason Fudd cited for her return: development time. Unlike many college athletes who rush to the professional ranks, Fudd has shown remarkable self-awareness about where her game stands right now. In her own words, she expressed a strong desire to have a true, dedicated offseason to work on her game. Think about the difference between developing at your own pace versus being thrown into the WNBA fire where expectations are immediate and the competition is fierce. At UConn, Fudd gets access to world-class coaching under Gino Auriemma's staff, state-of-the-art facilities, and a structured environment focused entirely on player development. The college schedule, while demanding, still provides more practice time and skill development opportunities than the grueling WNBA season, where games come fast and recovery becomes priority number one. Many WNBA rookies talk about the shock of transitioning to the pro game, where they suddenly have less personal instruction and must figure things out on their own. By recognizing she wants another year of guided development, Fudd is showing maturity beyond her years. But let's be real. Is another year at UConn really going to dramatically change her game? Or is she potentially delaying the inevitable adjustment to professional basketball? That's something we'll have to watch play out this coming season. Now let's talk money, because contrary to what many think, staying in college might actually be the more lucrative move for Fudd right now. The landscape of college athletics has been completely transformed by name, image, and likeness deals. Gone are the days when going pro was the only way for athletes to cash in on their talents. Today's stars can make substantial income while still competing at the collegiate level. For someone with Fudd's profile and marketability, NIL opportunities could potentially match or even exceed what she might earn as a WNBA rookie. The minimum salary for WNBA rookies is still relatively modest compared to other professional sports leagues, while NIL deals for premier college athletes can reach well into six figures. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The NCAA is on the verge of implementing revenue sharing with athletes. This potential windfall could create an entirely new financial ecosystem for college stars like Fudd. By staying at UConn for another year, she positions herself to potentially benefit from these historic changes. Think about it. If the revenue sharing model is implemented, athletes at powerhouse programs like UConn would likely be among the biggest beneficiaries. Women's basketball at UConn isn't just a sport, it's an institution that generates significant revenue and attention. Now let's zoom out and look at the broader strategic picture, because Fudd's decision might be even more calculated than it initially appears. The WNBA is currently negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement that industry insiders expect will significantly increase player salaries starting in 2026. This isn't just a minor bump we're talking about. Many anticipate a substantial restructuring of player compensation. By waiting another year, Fudd could potentially time her entry into the league to coincide with this new financial era in women's professional basketball. Rookie contracts in sports are often the most restrictive in terms of earning potential. By delaying her rookie contract by a year, she might be setting herself up for a much bigger payday down the line. It's worth noting that WNBA salaries have been on an upward trajectory, with growing viewership, expanding markets, and the increased investment in the league. The women's game is experiencing unprecedented growth, and that growth curve may be even steeper by the time Fudd enters the professional ranks. This kind of financial foresight isn't common among college athletes, who often rush to turn professional at the first opportunity. But in women's basketball, where career longevity and off-court earnings can be just as important as that initial contract, patience might actually be the most profitable approach. With the departure of her teammate and fellow superstar Paige Bueckers, Fudd is now positioned to step into the spotlight as the face of UConn women's basketball. And make no mistake, Being the marquee player for the Huskies is like being basketball royalty. UConn isn't just any program. It's a dynasty with a national following, primetime television slots, and the kind of visibility that turns college players into household names. As the new focal point of the offense, Fudd will have every opportunity to showcase her skills, improve her draft stock, and build her personal brand. This expanded role could be transformative for her game as well. Instead of being one of several stars, she'll now be the player that opposing defenses scheme against. She'll face double teams, see different defensive looks, and be forced to expand her game in ways that will ultimately make her more prepared for the WNBA. From a marketing perspective, being the face of UConn for a season gives her valuable exposure that could translate to bigger endorsement deals both during college and when she eventually turns pro. The UConn platform is unmatched in women's college basketball, and Fudd now has the chance to make it entirely her own. We can't discuss Fudd's decision without addressing the elephant in the room, her injury history. Fudd has dealt with significant injuries during her college career, including issues that limited her playing time and affected her performance. By staying at UConn, she gives herself more time to not just recover, but to rebuild her confidence and durability. The controlled environment of college athletics allows for more cautious management of players' health compared to the professional ranks, where the business side of sports often pushes players to return quickly. Another year of building strength, working with trainers who know her medical history, and gradually increasing her minutes could help ensure a longer, more sustainable professional career. Many athletes who rush back from injuries or enter professional sports before fully addressing underlying physical issues end up shortening their careers as a result. This additional year gives Fudd the opportunity to prove to WNBA scouts and executives that she can stay healthy through a full season, potentially erasing any concerns about her durability that might affect her draft position. Let's not forget one of the most basic motivations for any competitive athlete, the pursuit of championships. UConn has a rich tradition of winning national titles, and despite recent challenges, they remain a perennial contender. For Fudd, the chance to lead this program to another championship banner might be a powerful motivator. College championships hold a special place in basketball lore, and leading the Huskies back to the promised land would cement her legacy in college basketball history. The memories and experiences of a championship run in college are different from professional success. The camaraderie of teammates you've grown with, the college atmosphere, the brackets and March Madness, these are unique experiences that can't be replicated at the professional level. And let's be honest, winning matters for draft stock too. A deep tournament run with Fudd as the centerpiece would only elevate her profile and potentially boost her position when she does enter the WNBA Draft. When we add all these factors together, Fudd's decision starts to look less like a surprise and more like a brilliantly calculated career move. She's potentially maximizing her earning potential both now and in the future, setting herself up for better development and positioning herself for a more impactful professional career. Of course, there are risks. Another injury could derail her plans. The NIL and revenue sharing landscape could change in unexpected ways. The WNBA's new CBA might not be as favorable as expected, but that's the nature of big career decisions. They always involve weighing potential rewards against possible risks. What do you think, Prime Field Nation? Is Azzi Fudd making a brilliant strategic move by returning to UConn, or should she have made the leap to the pros this year? Has she outsmarted the system, or is she potentially leaving opportunities on the table? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're loving our daily sports breakdowns, smash that subscribe button to stay in the game with Prime Field. We've got fresh sports analysis hitting your feed every single day. Until next time, this is Prime Field, where we bring you the stories behind the scores.